Most people don't fail at digital products because they're lazy. They fail because they're doing the wrong things. And I know that because I did the exact same. I've actually sold digital products online, but I have made a lot of mistakes over the years. So in this video, I'm going to break down the biggest ones so you don't waste time like I did. So just for a bit of context, the type of digital products that I sold were PLR products, and that stands for private label rights, which means I create the product, other people could buy it, rebrand it, and then resell it on in their own niche. And this model of selling PLR products worked really well for me. I've done thousands of sales and I've generated over 6 figures in revenue from this single digital product business alone, just from PLR. But when I first started, I made a lot of mistakes, and that's what I want to talk about in this video. So mistake number 1 would be thinking it will sell itself. The first mistake, and probably one of the biggest ones, is, and it sounds obvious now, but just thinking creating the product is enough. When I first started, I genuinely thought if I build something valuable, if I build a good digital product that people will want, it will sort of sell itself. I know it sounds a bit stupid now, but that's just not how it works. You can have the best product in the world, but if no one sees it and there's no eyeballs on it, it's not going to sell. And I think this is where a lot of people go wrong. They focus all their time on creating the product and almost no time on actually marketing the thing. So a big tip here is that you need to create a valuable product, but also you need to spend as much time marketing the thing if you want to make sales. Mistake number 2, creating something nobody wants. The second mistake was creating products without really knowing if there was a demand for them. And when I first got started, I was sort of guessing like what digital products would sell, thinking to myself, this seems like a good idea, or this seems like a product that I would buy, instead of actually validating if people were already looking for that product. And the big problem with that is that you can spend days and weeks and even months creating something just to realize that actually nobody wants it. And that can be a complete waste of time and money if you spend that much time creating something that's not going to sell and no one really actually wants. So what I do now, and what I eventually learned, is to find proven demand for a product first and then build the product around that. Mistake number 3, overcomplicating the product. The third biggest mistake I made was overcomplicating everything. I'm an overthinker. I overthink lots of things, and especially when I first got started selling digital products, I overcomplicated, overthink everything. I took way too long to create my first product because I just kept thinking it needs to be perfect. I need to add this on there, I need to add this on there, I need to add extra information, I need to solve this problem, but I kept adding more, trying to make it better and perfect, just trying to cover every single thing about the topic. But what actually happens is it never feels finished, and you can never really get it to be perfect. You just keep expanding the product and making it bigger and bigger, and instead the clever thing to do is pick one clear problem and solve that one clear problem for your audience, rather than trying to solve everything around a topic. And what I found in reality is that creating a simple product that solves one specific problem is usually way more effective, and it stops you creating a product that tries to solve every single thing around a niche. On to mistake number 4, not owning your own traffic. The fourth mistake was not focusing enough on building my own audience early on. Now, to be clear, a big reason I was able to make sales early on is because my main sales driver and traffic source was through affiliates and JV partners who would actually promote my product for a commission. And this worked really, really well. It's very powerful because you're tapping into other people's audiences, and it can bring in very targeted, ready to buy hot traffic. But the issue is it's not always consistent. You're relying on other people and you don't really control when that traffic comes in. Although it can be very powerful and it does work really well, it's very hard to drive consistency with sales. And later on, once I launched a few digital products, I started creating my own email list of my own customers and my own audience. And from then and going forward, that is where most of my consistent sales came from. It was my own email list, again, my own traffic source. That's when I realized that having your own audience and your own email list in particular is one of the most important things you can do online. Having your own list and audience of customers, leads, prospects, and I'll probably create a whole separate video on email lists and having your own audience in another video, but that's the traffic that you actually own. So the mistake wasn't using affiliates and JV partners, because that actually worked really well. The mistake was more to do with not putting enough focus on building my own traffic source from the start, especially something like an email list. Mistake number 5, wrong beliefs that hold you back. And the final mistake in this video really comes down to the wrong beliefs. So from the start, I always thought I need a big audience before I sell a digital product. And at the same time, I thought if I built something, people would just sort of happen to find it and it would sort of happen to sell. But that just doesn't happen. Both of these are wrong, and you don't need a big audience to start, but you do need to focus on getting your product in front of people. Again, the marketing aspect of your digital product business is probably even more important than the product itself. So the product needs to be good and be valuable and provide value to the audience, but marketing the product is where the sales come from. And once you start getting your product in front of people and you start making sales and you build your audience as you go, that's how you can build a long-term successful digital product business. What I do differently, so if I had to start over again today, the first thing I would do is to make sure there's actual demand for the product that I'm creating. As mentioned early on, not guessing that this product will sell, but actually knowing that this product will sell. And the way to know is to find demand for a product first. And the second thing would be focusing heavily on traffic and marketing and building my own audience, especially an email list. Because at the end of the day, that's something that you actually own. Social media can be great, but your email list is where the real long-term value is. That's where the relationship is, and that's where the sales come from. In my experience, majority of my sales have always come directly through my email list. So yeah, those are some of the biggest mistakes I made when I first started selling digital products. And the reason I wanted to share this is because this model works. Digital products can sell really well online, but only if you focus on the right things from the start. And again, on this channel, I'm going to be sharing more around what actually works when it comes to building and selling digital products online from my experience over the last 5 or 6 years, and also all the lessons that I continue to learn going forward. So if you're trying to do the same thing, or you want to get started with digital products and learning how to actually sell digital products online, it's worth sticking around and watching my other videos. But for this one, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.